abiding citizen, and I shall not discuss what is sub judice, but having said so, I would want to say this that may be relevant to the person who asked the question, that I regard myself as a cabinet secretary for education, which means a cabinet secretary for all the Kenyan children, both in public and private schools. And when I'm empowered by His Excellency the President to make a policy pronouncement, like the extension of the lockdown of schools for 30 days, it does not discriminate and say this is for the public or this is for the private. So all the schools must comply. If and when I am empowered once again to make a similar pronouncement, it shall be for all the schools. So if there are any issues where people are pronouncing themselves that the second term has commenced, that is not in the Republic of Kenya. Like I told you, we work as one government. On the issue of online coverage, first of all, the public must understand that online coverage is there. It is accessible to all the children, and for fear of repeating myself, there are many media, both electronic and others like the radio, television, internet, and what have you. And the content that is being given has been cleared by KICD. In addition to this, the private schools, because they have capacity, they have developed their own content and they are giving it to children. But I have also said that we know that we are not reaching all the children, and that every effort is being made to try and reach those children by getting, we are actually now thinking about how to get the gadgets to them, because you heard His Excellency the President had launched some balloons a few months ago. Quite a number of those balloons are up there. So it's not going to be an issue of bandwidth, but the issue of the end product, which is either the tablet or the computer or a smartphone. In the meantime, you should be fair to us, because you know we are in a kind of a partial lockdown. So we cannot mobilize people to go and look for those children and give them corona when they are actually in the bosoms of their families. I would want you to understand this very clearly, that this is actually a medical calamity, and all these other things we are talking about, like the disruption of education and other things, they are on the side. So we should focus on the calamity. I have said, for avoidance of repeating myself once again, that when the government opens schools, we shall treat all children as equal, and every child will be given content that that child did not have. And I think for now, that makes me go to sleep, because I am focusing on the disease, not so much on going back to school. Can you imagine, for example, if we were rushed to open schools and you get a child, for example, from the old town in Mombasa, he comes to Alliance High School, and then he infects all the children there. It is you same people who will now turn and say, well, government did not consider. So give us time to do what we know how to do professionally, the best way we know how to do it. Thank you very much, and God bless.